My name is Elena Brooks. And the night I turned 18, my own family tried to take everything from me. Not in secret, not by force, but with paperwork, signatures, and smiles that were never real to begin with. At my birthday party, my father pulled me aside, not in front of everyone, not where people could hear, but quietly, like what he was about to say was completely normal. "When this is over," he said, "we just need you to sign a few papers." A few papers. That's how he said it. Simple, casual, harmless. I smiled, I nodded, and I said exactly what he wanted to hear. Okay. But inside, something didn't feel right, because this wasn't the first time I'd heard that tone in his voice. That careful, controlled, rehearsed tone. The kind people use when they've already made a decision for you. I stayed at the party, laughed when I was supposed to laugh, talked when I was supposed to talk, played the role perfectly. But the moment I could, I walked upstairs, closed my door, locked it, and opened my laptop. That's when everything changed. 6 years earlier, my grandfather took me somewhere he never took anyone else. A quiet lake house, far from the city, surrounded by trees so tall they blocked the afternoon sun. It wasn't perfect. The porch leaned slightly. The paint was faded, but it felt real. "Remember this place," he told me, "because one day, people are going to try to take it." I laughed. I was 12. I thought he was being dramatic. He wasn't. Back home, things were different. My parents didn't talk about memories. They talked about money, value, opportunity, profit. And every time the cabin came up, it wasn't Grandpa's place. It was wasted potential. When my grandfather passed, I noticed something strange. My father didn't look broken. He looked focused, like his mind was already moving to the next step. At the funeral, I overheard him talking to my uncle. "Once everything clears, we can finally sell it." Sell it, like it meant nothing. 2 years later, my grandmother got sick. And before she passed, she held my hand and whispered, "Don't let them take it." I promised her, even though I didn't fully understand what she meant. Months before my 18th birthday, I got a call, unknown number. "Elena, this is Margaret Cole. I was your grandparents' attorney." That call changed everything. She told me the truth. Everything. The cabin, the savings, the investments had already been placed into a trust. Years ago. In my name. My family didn't know. A week later, I overheard my father and uncle again. They already had a buyer, a deal, a plan. They were trying to sell something they didn't even own, and they were counting on one thing, that I wouldn't understand. So I stayed quiet. I smiled. I agreed. I let them believe. Everything was going their way. Back in my room, on the night of my birthday, the clock turned 12 o'clock, and just like that, I became the legal beneficiary. I opened the account. Everything was already there, waiting, prepared, protected. My hands were steady. I clicked, accept authority. Then the next step, activate protection. I paused, just for a second, because I knew, after this, there was no going back. Then I pressed confirm. Within minutes, everything was locked. The property, the accounts, every legal pathway, closed. The next morning, they found out. My dad called me into the kitchen. There were papers on the table, a pen waiting. "Sign here," he said, like nothing had changed. I looked at the papers, then back at him. "I can't," I said. The room went quiet. "What do you mean?" "I mean, you don't have anything to sell." Confusion, then tension, then panic. "What are you talking about?" I took a breath, and said the one thing they never expected to hear. It's already in a trust. Silence, heavy, unavoidable. My uncle's face changed first, then my father's. What trust? The one Grandma and Grandpa set up 6 years ago. You're lying. I shook my head. No, you just didn't know. Everything after that fell apart quickly. The deal they signed, worthless. The property, untouchable. The control they thought they had, gone. My father didn't yell. He didn't argue. He just stood there, realizing something he had never considered before. He was never in control. He just thought he was. And me, I didn't win by fighting. I didn't win by destroying them. I won by being patient, by listening, by waiting until the moment they couldn't do anything about it. Because sometimes the strongest revenge isn't loud. It's quiet. It's calculated. And by the time people realize what you've done, it's already too late.